Nonsense. Oh, bumpy pam. Anzidiriwo rairo vanogara mudiriwo diriwo rarembanje vanogara mudiriwo diriwo rairo vanogara mudiriwo diriwo rarembanje vanogara mudiriwo vakomana vanogara mudiriwo diriwo rarembanje vanogara mudiriwo satambe navo vanogara mudiriwo diriwo rarembanje vanogara mudiriwo diriwo ravakomana diriwo rarembanje vanogara mudiriwo vakomana vanogara mudiriwo diriwo rarembanje nogara mudiriwo musatambe navo vanogara mudiriwo diriwo rarembanje nogara mudiriwo diriwo ravakomana mainunu zviri sei dia tete Esther zviri kufamba here regai nditi manhero akanaka kuvana vese veZimbabwe sanganai neni wenyu shepherd yuda nai hanzi kunaka kwezvimwe kushata kwezvimwe nai hanzi saka mutona tichingorova diriwo ravakomana hanzi mukoma yuda muri sei zvenyu ndakasimba long time, really long time. Atete Charity makadi ndofara kuona mese vana Zimbabwe kuti muri vapenyu uyai titandare mukoma Ivan kutandara mwana wamai hanzi daidzai nevarakashi vese vauye varakashi hanzi ngavauye varakashi hanzi Mike wants to join you in on your video. I'm going to try to add some people if we see if we can make some discussions. Because I've just installed Naisirwa fiber network. This is fiber network that I'm using now. I'm not sure could it 𝗥𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗃 on sky and so forth, but let's hope it will allow us to have a flow presentation where we can add people to come and say whatever they think about. We just need 1 hour 30 minutes to do this. So I'm just welcoming everybody, Zimbabweans ndimi vanhu vanonyanya kuda kutaura nezvenyu maZimbabweans. Tonight ndiri panapa making this. Hanzi my account was blocked but I'm back. Will help pay Wi-Fi £10. Thank you so much. Thank you so much because Wi-Fi yacho ndo nyaya tanga tisingakwanise kuita ma-presentations nenyaya yenetwork. But now tane fiber network, guys, fiber network it's a bit expensive. Zvokuti ndikangoishandisa zvimwe zviya inongobviswa foot. Saka I hope people would mukakanda stars, there are big stars here. They can help us pay the internet. Then we keep the information flowing. So the information will keep coming. Ngoma Shakespeare. Azi chinondrwadza so far. Hapana murakasha abuda pa documentary kuroiwa here pakaipa. Ava ndowe kushandiswa ndowe $10 chete. The rest avasi vanhu vekudya. Musanyanye vatyira varakasha. Azi mukoma yuda muri sei ino mero zviri kufamba here mwana wamai. So what I need to look into is the feeling that the Zimbabweans are having at the moment. As okay, we will do start. Don't worry. Thank you, Adede. What I'm looking at is the feeling that the Zimbabweans are having at the moment after watching the first episode of the Gold Mafia. The Gold Mafia. Takazvitaura chiri kurwadza now. Ndichekutaura kuti you bet angel. The man of God now has been changed to the man of gold, no longer the man of God. He's one of asylum seekers in the UK who came to this country seeking asylum, running away from ZANU-PF. Today he's the ambassador of ZANU-PF. Traumatized after watching Al Jazeera. Everybody is really traumatized. Gogoanata hanzi manyoni chigora pakaipa gogo ngatidaidzane. Let's tag a lot of people. And did you see Twitter exposing 𝗥𝗲𝘀𝗀𝗃 Angel Ricky is married to Angel? I've seen the Twitter. It's just a family thing, ladies and gentlemen. It's Mnangagwa and his family. It's 𝗥𝗲𝘀𝗀𝗃 Angel and his family. No one from outside. Apana kana murakashi warukunzwa rutaura unzi akapuwa 200,000 kanda akapuwa so much. It's just a family affair. It's just a family affair. Zimbabwe has become a property of certain individuals. 𝗥𝗲𝘀𝗀𝗃 or 𝗥𝗲𝘀 and his family. Mnangagwa and his family, Nick Mangwana and his family. So it's not about Zimbabweans benefiting anything from all these shenanigans. They come to you and they say Mnangagwa aruita zakati, Mnangagwa arusa development yakati, but they are not telling the truth. That is, there is no development in Zimbabwe. Ukataura nevarakashi, they just refer to one road, Harare Beit Bridge Road. Yakagadzirwa 200 kilometers, resurfacing for about 200 kilometers. This is what the development that they just pointed to, Varakashi. They talk about the Harare International Airport or Robert Mugabe International Airport being refurbished. That is not development at all. They talk about Beit Bridge, a border post being built at $230 million US, which is an exaggeration, which is kanda figures, evidence. So a sad story, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen pictures of 𝗥𝗲𝘀𝗀𝗃 here. He is our brother. I'm so touched with the condition 𝗥𝗲𝘀𝗀𝗃 is in at the moment. Whatever he has said, he has lost this, has lost that. It's so touching. It's so touching. People should learn from people like 𝗥𝗲𝘀𝗀𝗃. He is the first young ZANU-PF person to have exposed Queen B, Anova Sakunda, glad to see here my brothers here as well. Thank you so much for the stars. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Glad to see Chemkwanda, my blood brothers here as well, supporting. So what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, is the gold mafia you have seen. It's a family thing. Chipan komana aza mai makanaka murikudhingura musika things chengwanda zviri kufamba atedesera Halad how are you Lenton chitarara zviri kufamba ranzi Yuda timu rezanu kana kunyara. Is that how a country is run? If I was Emmerson Mnangagwa, by now I should have resigned. I should have tendered a resignation and then leave the country, because he is waiting for people's anger. I am telling you, people are angry. This is just a first episode of it. People are very, very angry. Zimbabweans are very, very angry. Mkoma George, Mkoma Henry, Magadi Lenton, my blood brother as well. Lumumba pre-marked ballot papers in 2018. He is dying. He's taking a slow death, and the death has been taking long, and he's in pain. So we shouldn't be rejoicing at the pain our brother is going through at the moment. Todine Zimbabweans forget about ZANU. Exactly, this is my point of presentation, 𝗥𝗲𝘀𝗀𝗃, that is, at the extent we have got now is, let's forget about political parties. This is not about political parties, because when they are stealing, they are not stealing for ZANU-PF. Because ZANU-PF people are struggling. They have been doing my primary elections today. Nzara yacho, you don't like it. It's not about ZANU-PF. Mnangagwa has got no heart for ZANU-PF people. If he had heart for ZANU-PF people, ambo tenge mas 4x4 anotengerwa ne mafia. Achitadza kutenga chikafu chekuti vanhu vadye, achitadza kuvaka zvipatara zvekuti vanhu veZANU-PF vaende varapwe. And muriona, they are not only ZANU-PF people suffering. We are suffering. ZANU-PF people are suffering. Zimbabweans are suffering. Mari dzavari kutengerwa mazimotikari ecampaign negold mafia. Vari kutengerwa 1,000 4x4, 1:8 $6,000 or 80, 90, 100 or $100,000 one, totengwa 0,000, which is about 100,000, 100 million motikari dziri kutengwa for ZANU-PF campaigns. But they can't even build, they can't even stock one chipatara nemishonga so that vanhu veZANU-PF vakarwara vanonorapwa. They can't even provide clean water kuvanhu veZimbabwe so that vanhu vanomwa mvura yakachena vasarware vasafe early. People, they need to live long. But Zimbabweans have been denied this length of life by ZANU-PF. Saka muri kuona tiri kutaura kuti Mnangagwa does not have ZANU-PF at heart. Ndosaka muri kuona, let's go back to 2017. Let's rewind back to 2017. He doesn't have a heart at all. Hatorina moyo wacho. He doesn't have Zimbabwe at heart. Ukada kuona recently he built a school in Zambia. But ukada kuenda ku Zimbabwe, go to Mount Darwin. Makona chikoro chandakaposta chechi. Hapana kana one classroom yezvidhina hapana. Vanhu vari kudzidzira muzvimba zveuswa. He has audacity to go and build a school in Zambia while Zimbabwe doesn't have schools. He has audacity to go and build a school in Zambia whilst in Binga there are no schools. Then vanhu vanosunga vachiti idipfe vosunga vachitaura kuti idipfe. Alright, matipfe chii chacho. What has he done for Zimbabwe at the moment? Vanongo refer 200 kilometers of a road, a piece of road. How many kilometers from Beit Bridge to Harare? And for the past 5 years, how many kilometers did he retire for the people of Zimbabwe? Unzwa munhu achitaura kuti kwanoda Vic Falls tishandisa Harare road because ndo yakagadzirwa chete. Kwese hakusina road. Zimbabwe doesn't have a road anymore. So what you are saying, thank you so much. Kandai masters, because chirukurwadza at the moment, we have got someone who was simply imposed by a military junta. They came with him in 2017. Then they imposed him upon the people of Zimbabwe. They hoped that probably corruption would go. It was a platform of anti-corruption that made Idi Mnangagwa imposed on the people. He went on a lot of interviews. I started his soft as woo. What he does, he wants to fight corruption. They were targeting thieves again around Zimbabwe. Now Mnangagwa and his thieves, they are the thieves now around Zimbabwe. They targeted thieves around the president to the extent that we saw Wana Jonathan Kasukwe, Wana Jonathan, Wana Kasukwere, Wana Joao fleeing the country. They were suspected to be thieves around the president. But now we've got thieves around the country. The whole country. They even went on to change the slogan yezanu. Slogan yezanu-PF yanga iri kuti pamberi nezanu. Pasine mhandu zvichireva kuti hanzi pamberi nezanu-PF chete urayai vanhu vese vamuti mhandu. Those people vanokuopposai vasingaenderani nemi pasinavo simply means urayai. You have seen them going live telling the whole world that Chamisa must be killed. This must be done to so and so. You understand? But we have got a member of parliament today who is stuck in prison for saying, why did Mo Blessing Ali killed? Not even one ZANU-PF person was arrested for advocating or for promoting the killings in Zimbabwe, political violence in Zimbabwe, where they want the opposition president, Advocate Nelson Chamisa, being killed. You understand? So it's all, everything just it is revolving around the mafia. You have seen the video, the first episode of this gold mafia, where Hubert Angel even sidelined the second president of this country. And Dubai has 5 lanes, smart motorways, world-class country, and gold is going to Dubai. This is right. Ndakataura munhu achitaura about gold reserve in the United Kingdom. Akati Britain, tarisai gold rine Britain. Ndikati Britain ine gold rakawandisa. Let's look at Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe ine gold deposit anopfura gold in England. But isusu we are mining that gold. Tiri kutora goridhe rere toenda naro futi ku Britain kune goridhe rakawandisa kupfuura dzimwe nyika dzese. Totora goridhe toenda naro ku Dubai kune ma first class motorways ari kutaurwa panapa, ma smart motorways, kune ma first class roads, kune everything. But we are piling that gold there as well. Why can't we keep the gold? Kana Dubai ichida gold, youya Fidelity, youya 𝗭𝗶𝗺 to negotiate that they want to buy our gold. We peg the gold at a price yatoziva kuti ndo price yekuti mari yacho ikauya ichabatsira the country. A very stupid person, ZANU-PF terrorist, said, because we are under sanctions. Ndikamuti iwewe ndiwo no believer in sanctions. We have got one 𝗭𝗶𝗺 a governor who went openly to say, look, gold is not sanctioned. Trade is not sanctioned. We don't have sanctions on gold. We don't have sanctions on trade. Anyone who wants to buy Zimbabwe gold should go to Reserve Bank, sit down, talk to the Reserve Bank governor, at a certain price, and that money be channeled to the treasury. Now the treasury is broke. Aina mari. Munoziva here kuti andisiwe kana vazobhadharwa mapurisa magaljeri and so forth masoja because kwakusina mari yacho this month to pay them the salaries. But we have got 200 million, 400 million US dollars coming into the country on every week, which is going into individual people's pockets. Look at 𝗭𝗵𝗺𝗀𝗃 being appointed the ambassador at large, or 𝗵𝗵𝗺 at large. He ropes in his family members. It's a family thing. I've seen vanapokelo taifuka kushanda isusu ndosakamata kuimba masongs ana Oliver Mtukudzi zvikomana zvemazuva ano kuonererwa hanzi taiti kushanda inini akusi kushanda imbavha dziyadziya vanenge vachenda vachiuya vakatakura maguchi vachiuya vakatakura zvinodhura vanhu vakaona hanzi hey, hard work hapana hard work. They are connected. It's a family thing. Chombo's family getting into this gold smuggling. Hanzi nini hanzi ingaveri mari yetsvina ndichaiwacha kuita mari yezvakanaka. Guys, hanzi Mkoma John Mashiri, my brother, how are you? As educated we are, brilliant minds can't process gold in Zimbabwe. It's a shame. Maicha, it's not we can't process the gold, but ZANU-PF created a disabling environment where you can't process the gold. No matter how much brains we have, but the environment does not allow us to do. Instead, it allows us to flee the country, to go and work for to go and develop other countries. We are in the United Kingdom, developing United Kingdom. And Zimbabwe can't trade gold because of sanctions. Nana Ponela hana chanoziva. And mrukona. Vamwe vanhu vokuti vanongoita kuti mabusiness tongocapture zuva vachibira vanhu zuva ravo vachitengesera vanhu zuva. But he knows nothing. The governor of Zimbabwe said our gold, our trade is not under sanctions. That's what he said. Ponela can't go against the governor. He doesn't know what the governor is saying. And even our airport is embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. Believe me, if it was in Palestine today, government yes ngadai pasisina government. Believe me, if it was in Egypt ngadai pasisina government. Believe me, it was in Sudan or Algeria ngadai pasisina government. I don't know what type of people are you Zimbabweans. I don't understand you. Ndosaka mwakona nhasi ndataura muri yangu ndikati I better have a glass of beer. Upenyu hwangu hwese svika ndatokura asana nambo mwadoro, but I've requested my wife would please ndikukumbira 1 glass of beer because I'm done with the Zimbabweans. You people, you are not concerned about your life. You don't care about what you eat today. You don't care about where you sleep. You don't care about what you drink today. Nyaya dziri anzi nyaya yako haina value. Bisa chinu chawakapfeka cheyelo icho. Stop cheap politics. And vanhu vakada seuya anonzi Makumbo, these are the same people who are drawing back the country back. Because akana chitaura nyaya haina value, andina kuudza Mnangagwa kuti appointa 𝗭𝗵𝗺𝗀𝗃 as the ambassador. I was not there. When they were being filmed, I was not there. And it's not my nyaya. It's not my nyaya. Inyaya Mnangagwa and his rotten government. And shut down. We need to shut Zimbabwe down. Honestly, guys, if you don't buy that point, then you are not a Zimbabwean. If you support what Mnangagwa is doing right now, you are not a Zimbabwean. And about pane chikoro chakavakwa namunangagwa kuZambia. But ukaenda kuMandarin hakuna zvikoro, ukaenda kuBinga hakuna zvikoro. Asiyana nemarombe. Atori marombe, ndo marombe acho atiri kutaura nezvawo. As ZANU-PF is stupid, allowing Pangana embarrassing them. He is embarrassing them worse. And I'm not my prophets. These are not prophets. These are Satanists. They are connected to Satanism. They benefit from there. Vanenge vashandiswa kutakura goridhe vachitiza vachibuda naro vachienda naro. Anzisvika ipano on point mwanangu. Mbavasada takutaura zvana mbavasada ndidzo mbavasada dzacho idzodzo. Asi kuna mukoma 𝗭𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀𝗃 haana zvanoitwa here nana America. Money laundering is an international crime. Thanks for that question. Money laundering on its own is an international crime. 𝗭𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗃𝗃, I think if he set his foot in the United Kingdom now, he's going to be locked for money laundering. It's a crime. It's a crime. It's a crime. It's a crime. Money laundering haina kusiyana nemurder. Haina kusiyana nemurder. Money laundering is just like murder. It's a crime. It's an international criminal offense. This is why you see the Interpol getting in now. He can be detained in America. I'm sorry to say, Passion Java, once implicated, cannot travel to America. He will be arrested and detained there. He can be tried and locked up in American prisons. His properties can be forfeited by the Americans. It's just like 𝗭𝗵𝗺𝗀𝗃𝗃. This is why you see now, after I'm donating this mansion to my son. It's not that he's donating the mansion to his son, but it's because he knows the laws. He is fully aware of the laws. Money laundering is a criminal offense. If he steps in the United Kingdom, they will lock him up. Saka president wachamuita say pane evidence yakada. The president needs to be locked up as well. The president is the person who appointed 𝗭𝗵𝗺𝗀𝗃𝗃. He did not just appoint 𝗭𝗵𝗺𝗀𝗃𝗃, but they sat down as a government and agreed 𝗭𝗵𝗺𝗀𝗃𝗃 must be arraigned as mbavasada. As madzoka mdara, Isaiah, Trevor, zviri kufamba mwana wamai, triple, tane fiber internet. Let's assist each other to Badare fiber internet has been installed this afternoon. And that's there is a time for everything. This is time for free ourselves. Zimbabweans, why are you quiet? We have seen the first episode of the document, and the Zimbabweans are quiet. Munhu is shimmering. But Hasha Zedu must explode. We don't have electricity, we don't have health care, no water. 𝗭𝗵𝗺𝗀𝗃𝗃, when he was appointed in Mbavasada, the first thing that got into his mind was to rope in his brothers, sisters, and so forth. Mnangagwa and his close family, Vazukuru, Vanani, they are all involved in this gold smuggling. Because this ZANU-PF is their ruling party, but they've got nothing to eat. Elections 2 kg sugar. For the next 5 years, the struggle on 2 kg sugar. This is not the time you got in interim �CCC. This is not the time you got in interim ZANU-PF. This is not the time you got I belong to this party. Let's rise up as Zimbabweans. Because you will find one which I regret, like what Zambians are doing today. If you go to Zambia today, Zambians are regretting. They are saying their president must be arrested and locked up. And Hakainde Hichilema must be arrested and be locked up. Why do you want your president to be locked up? Because Zambia Ishtambura. Zambia yaichaga a president. No, he was there. He told you that he's probably the best to be the president of that country. And my Zambians, my Muramba, you were involved in violence. Now he has come. You have seen him. He is exposed to you. He has brought everything that you never thought Zambians would enjoy. This is why you saw that he must be arrested. Some Zambians, he must be life president because he has changed the lives of Zambians. The same applies to Zimbabweans. You've got Chamisa Nelson Chamisa. The guy was being bred, was being molded. Nanamdara Changirai. Now he is here for you, for your exposure. What you just need to do is put Nelson Chamisa there. Then life in you, motozo regret. When Chamisa becomes a president, they'll get to an extent of regretting. But why did we waste our time with the ZANU-PF whilst we had a leader with the country at heart? And did Morgan. Diri ora hiro. Vano garamudiriwo, diriwora rembanje, vano garamudiriwo, vako mana hanzi kuchika kufa, asa hapana chasara. Hapasina kuchika kufa. Because right now, guys, I'm telling you, I've been talking to vanhu vari kuarmy. I've got friends in the army. I've got friends in the prison services. I've got friends in the police force. Hapana ari kufara. Hapana ari kufara kutaura kwandiri kuita so hanya iri kundurwadza. Munhu wese arwadziwa. I've been talking for panandiri quiet up. Nachitaura nevanhu vari kuarmy. Magenerals vakuru chaivo vane nyembe hombe vanachitaura navo. Ndikataura vakuru chaivo vari kuarmy. Vamwe vacho war veterans vari munana prison vanachitaura navo. War vets chaivo. People are down. Vanhu vese vari kuchema kutaura kwandiri kuita. Hanzi pakuda dhiriwora. Pakuda dhiriwora apa rehasha chairo. Dhiriwora vakomana. Ayayayay. Pazasvika nhasi totaurira mukadzi wangu ngati imbonipa 1 glass of beer nimboona kuti ameno kuti ndiri muZimbabwe here nombozvisunya. What I'm seeing on Al Jazeera, is it real? Saka varakashi zivai kuti Al Jazeera, Shepherd is not involved. Shepherd Yudas ndiye akaisa makamera pa-airport. Shepherd Yudas ndiye akafilma vana 𝗭𝗵𝗺𝗀𝗃 vachitaura. Shepherd Yuda has got nothing to do with what happened per Al Jazeera. What I'm just doing here is just giving an analysis looking at the reaction of the people of Zimbabwe. At this juncture, how is every Zimbabwean feeling? 𝗭𝗵𝗺𝗃 he's now the second in charge. 𝗭𝗵𝗺𝗃 he is the person who can sign any government contract without the president's knowledge. Hanzi kana second president wamoti Chiwenga hana basa uyawo. 𝗭𝗵𝗺𝗃 can go and sign anything he wants with any. Zimbabwe yanyika iri kudhiliwa nezvayo. Our country is being sold out. Paper minds watching sellouts. They were pointing at people like Shepherd Yuda for exposing them from rigging elections, for exposing whatever they are doing now. But avasikutarisa who are the real sellouts of this struggle. General Chiwenga haakandwa hanzi is nothing well. 𝗭𝗵𝗺𝗃 anongosaina madhiri. Zimbabwe iri kutengeswa na𝗭𝗵𝗺𝗃. It is his property and his appointer Emerson Mnangagwa. Very two are the people who are selling Zimbabwe. And so you're using this platform to campaign for I'm not using the platform to campaign for Chamisa. I have clearly stated here that this is not the time of being a 𝗏𝗏𝐶 member. This is not the time of being a ZANU-PF member. I think that handisi kushandisa platform ino kambenera Chamisa. Aiwa, ndiri kushandisa platform ino kutaura kuti patasvika apa pachada kuti usimuke uri rombe uchizviti pfe ndiri muZANU. Usimuke uri rombe uchizviti pfe ndiri mu-𝗏𝗏𝐶. Mu-𝗏𝗏𝐶 ari kubirwa, mu-ZANU-PF ari kubirwa. Zvinhu zviri kubiwa nema-families 2 or 3 families which are benefiting from everything. So we cannot sit and watch whilst the country is being milked. Andivona vatengesi maakuvaziva. Tainzwa chiranzi Chamisa rinotengesa nyika kuvarungu. Ukatarisa pana Chamisa pacho haana kana dhiri raakamboita rekuti nyika itengeswe kuvarungu. Tiri kutarisa Mnangagwa wacho aritaura kuti haasina kutengesa nyika kuvarungu. Ana Mukangapoto ana Ivan Macmillan. One of the runners arikutenga goridhe is a councillor mu United Kingdom, mu Tory Conservative government, is a councillor mu Northampton. And murikuona saka ari kutengesa nyika kuvarungu ndiani? Who is selling the country to the whites? Andini muriona. Saka muriona, I was talking to the guys who are in army. I was talking to the guys who are in prison. I was talking to the guys who are in police at the moment. Nobody is happy. No one is happy, I am telling you. And these guys what are out, no, it's time Mnangagwa should step down. Kana aramba kubva Mnangagwa, we are going to remove him by force. Saka anytime from now, or before the end of the 4th episode, we are going to see Mnangagwa being removed from office. And being removed from office. The war veterans are not happy. They are benefiting nothing. They have been sidelined. My war veterans, kana wana matemandada, mambo wanzu washitaurwa nezvavo. Vanachihiya mambo wanzu washitaurwa nezvavo. Vanachiwenga warunzi madhanda head. Avasu, ndo vanhu vakarwira nyika. Ndo my war veterans you can stand and say. But varunzi madhanda head. Ava forget about them. They can't sign a deal renyika yavakarwira. Nosaka muri kuona my war veterans who are in the army today. War veterans in the police force, war veterans in the Zimbabwe Republic, in the Zimbabwe prison service are not happy. And I just want to know, the Central Intelligence Organization, iripo yasiana neCIO yaivepo panguva yaMugabe. Ukatasa maCIO anga aripo panguva yaMugabe, vazhinji vacho vakaurawa pakaitwa coup. Vazhinji vacho vakatiza nyika pakaitwa coup. Saka zvikanzi but urutaura kuti maCIO vanhu veintelligence vakatadza here kuona kuti makamera ari kusvika paairport. As I even suspect kuti vana passion vanogara vachiitira marana. Zvazobuda pachena now kuti ndo vaitakura goridhe. Vane madiplomatic passports. Tutaura mawar veterans vanhu vakarara musango, vanhu vaitsamhira nyoka. Tukutaura masoja vanomira kudefenda nyika. A soldier does not have a diplomatic passport. A police officer does not have a diplomatic passport. A war veteran who fought for the independence of Zimbabwe does not have a diplomatic passport. But you look at Munakaita Java, he's got a diplomatic passport. You look at Munakaita 𝗥𝗲𝘀𝗀𝗄𝗏, he's got a diplomatic passport. You look at 𝗥𝗲𝘀𝗂𝗏, he's got a diplomatic passport. He has got diplomatic immunity. He travels to any country. Haasechwe paanobuda, haasechwe paanodzoka. And these are the runners. Vanarupa diplomatic passports ekutakura goridhe renyika. They're not searched. You can't search a diplomat. You can't. Because he has got immunity. Is being protected by the state. And Saka, if you ask why 𝗥𝗲𝘀𝗀𝗏 would hold a diplomatic passport, why? When we look at Mdara akaita Samahiya akarwira Zimbabwe, haana diplomatic passport. UK, I haven't heard about the UK at the moment, but UK ichapindira because there's money laundering here. There is money laundering. 𝗥𝗏𝘀𝗀𝗄𝗏 has got my bank accounts ari muno munyika. Diplomatic passports dzakupuwa mbavha. Endo zviri kushamisa kuti if we have got vanhu vakarwira nyika, they don't have diplomatic passports. Tine members of parliament vakaona diplomatic passports which were withdrawn. That these people were elected by people. They are representatives of the people. Tine masoja vanoita basa rinotyisa munyika. On that private guys, munofanirwa you give profits for ED diplomatic passport. That's nonsense. Really nonsense. Saka, from what I've gathered so far, patozosvika pa fourth presentation, kana patosvika pa fourth documentary, kana ED achiripo, it's by chance. There are a lot of things that are gonna happen now. A lot of things are gonna happen now. A lot of things. There are possibilities that are gonna happen. There are probabilities now. But takutaura statistics. Regaiti CS statistics. Takutaura 99.9% ana tinashe Mugabe. There is 99.9% probability that Mnangagwa will be removed from power. He's going to be removed either violently, kana vasina kumuuraya. Batai mashoko angu andiri kutaura. ndati nini Mnangagwa is going to be removed. There is 99.9% probability that Mnangagwa will be removed violently from now. If he is lucky not to be killed by his state security agents. Inini ndikukutaurirai zvandikuudzai kuti batai mashoko angu kuti patasvika apa Mnangagwa, it's either they are going to kill him or they are going to remove him violently. Kana dai anga ari mumwe munhu akangwara, he should just resign and leave the country. Hanzi hakuna zvinoitwa. Ndo kufunga kuri kuita vanhu vamunemo. Munhu wese ari kufunga kuti hakuna zviri kuitwa, but I am telling you kuti we are shimmering. Zimbabweans are shimmering. The people of Zimbabwe are shimmering at the moment. Those in positions of power are shimmering. They are shimmering. Saka, what I'm telling you is, if I was Mnangagwa, I would resign and leave the country. Vanhu vaifunga pakabviswa Mugabe, vanhu vaitaura kuti hapana zvinoitwa kuna Mugabe. Vanhu vaitaura kuti hakuna zvinoitwa kuna Mugabe. And Mugabe was removed. Mugabe was removed on a platform of anti-corruption. Zvichinzi tikuda munhu anofighta corruption. Vachibva vaisa vaMnangagwa. They are not going to protect each other. Because vamunemo, nyaya murutaura protection ka. You are protected kana uchiguta nevamwe vako. You are protected kana uchiguta. Masoja haana chaari kuwana vamunemo. Mapurisa havana chavari kuwana vamunemo. Magadjera havana chavari kuwana. These are the state security, the defense forces of our country, Zimbabwe. They are struggling, they are suffering. Pataitaura nyaya kuti Mugabe akuenda, panapa ndakataura nyaya iyoyo Mugabe asati abviswa. Ndikandaona Mugabe aenda, vanhu vakati hapana zvaanoitwa. Hapana kuzomboita 5 days ndaita presentation kuti ndaona Mugabe aenda. Ndakaona matenga akumhanya muHarare. Vanhu vakutaura kuti Mugabe atoenda zveshuwa naye. Anditi maona. Vakaenda Mugabe ndichitaura panapa ndakagara panapa. People who followed all my presentations, go listen to the presentation and I got 2017 before Mugabe was removed. I was listening to it. Ndichitaura ndikati ndaitaura sendine mushonga mukano. Chitange ndiri kuprofita ndakagara panapa. Kuti ndaona Mugabe ari apasu. Chandakataura ndaona Mugabe aenda, anga ari mashoko aitaurwa naGrace Mugabe. Anga ari mashoko ekuti haataurwe nemunhu nemukadzi mukuru achimira pachita chevanhu achitaura mashoko akadaro. Ndikataura ndikati mungaona kuseka kuri kuita mudhara uyu nereaction yandiri kuona iitwa nevanhu vari mupodium. Mugabe ari kuenda. Mugabe is going. Mugabe ari kuenda. Ende vanhu vakaita sana Makumba akaramba ndichitaura kuti Mugabe ari kuenda. Vakatuka vakaita sei vakazoona matenga amuroad. Ndakazwa vakutaura vakati Yuda uri muprofita ndikati aiwa. Zvikanzi exactly what you said is what is happening now. Mugabe has been locked up. Mugabe is now forced to resign. Anditi maona. Saka nyaya yatakutaura panapa haisiri nyaya yekuti because zvakaendesa Mugabe is less than what Mnangagwa has done in 5 years. Allowing the people vataifungidzira kuti ZANU-PF inovenga varungu. Everybody thought ZANU-PF haidi varungu. But today, Murungu yende yautaura kuti he controls 90% of government decisions. The same white person, the same Rhodesians that were fought by these people, no nyaya kugumbura war veterans. I've spoken to a lot of guys in the army today and yesterday. They are not happy. But they said, when we went to war, takaenda kuhondo kwaifiwa. Pane mwazochema. Ndamurecorda but I can't play. Ndingamu expose akaurawa. Mdara andichemera nchitaura naye. Zvikani Shepherd takaenda kuhondo. Kuhondo kwaifiwa. Hanzi kuhondo kwaifiwa. Vamwe taiti kana tarowa hondo tapeta tarowa hondo pai patinota retreat antaitakura zvirema, vanhu vanonga vapfurwa vachorwa makumbo, antaitakura kuyambuka navo kuenda navo kuMozambique. Taizowana help yemotikari dzaivatakura taakumhiri kwenyika kuMozambique. Zvikanzi vamwe vakasara mumasango nanhasi hapana kana akazovatera kunonhonga mapfupa avo, vakangodyiwa nemhuka, vakadyiwa nemakava vari musango, vanhu vakapera kufa. Zvikanzi hataiziva kuti munhu watiri kurwisana naye muhondo munomu mangwana achadzoka iye ari kucontrola 90% of the government decisions. Zvikanzi ukaona mari dzatiri kuora maRTGS pamusoro upwa ka $200 ka $200 kekuti hanzi akakandoke ka allowance kekuti anytime can be scraped off. Zvikanzi avuka zviri sei mwana mwana achema mudhara yezvikanzi we never thought that ZANU-PF will treat us like this. Hanzi we never thought kuti ZANU-PF ichatibata semabatiro airi kutiita zuva ranhasi mwanangu. Mudhara achema. Zvandikakuratidza rengi yandinayo nemari yandohora nepamba pandinogara nechikafu chandodya nevana vangu, I can't afford kuendesa vana vangu kuchikoro. Zvikanzi mapurazi takatora mapurazi. Kana wakuda mbeu yekupurazi kuti unoforera utoitswa pamberi neZANU. Zvikanzi that should not be the norm. 24 years tatora mapurazi, by now ngada tagona kuzvirimira. Unorima unoendesa mbeu yacho kuGMB, hapana chaunowana kuGMB. Mnangagwa akarwara nhasi anokwidzwa ndege kunorapwa kunze kwenyika. Mugabe akafira kunze kwenyika, ana kufira muZimbabwe. 42 years after independence, hatina zvipatara muno, hatina road, hatisina mvura yakachena. Andii muri kuona. Saka vari kutaura kuti it's high time now Mnangagwa should live in his cohorts. Mkoma courage zviri kufamba here. Saka I was looking at whatever happens in Zimbabwe, ladies and gentlemen. Zimbabwe, if you look at Zimbabwe's economy today, I'm going to talk about Zimbabwe's economy. Zimbabwe's economy is based on resources. It's what we call the resource-based economy. Zimbabwe is a developing country. If you look at Zimbabwe, it is a developing country. Being a developing country, its economy is based much on resources. So it is got a resource-based economy. We moved away from being an agriculture or an agri-economy. Taivetine economy edu, which was based on agriculture. And they came, these people, they destroyed the economy. They destroyed the agriculture. So we moved away from being an agri-economy or economy based on agriculture. Our economy today is no longer based on agriculture because we are producing nothing. And we are producing nothing. So it's no longer an agro-based economy. It moved from being an agro-based economy to what we call a resource-based economy. Being a developing country, we rely much on our natural resources to bolster our national treasure. Mari the gold. Our gold is being smuggled. Our gold is being sold at a lesser price than it is supposed to be fetching internationally. Goridhe renyika is being smuggled. Goridhe renyika riri kutengeswa ne less mari than mari yairifanirwa kuve ichitengeswa for the benefit of the country. And the monies being sold are benefiting few families, Mnangagwa family, 𝗭𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗄𝗄 family, and a few people, Vanamchangwa. It's not benefiting anyone in our country. What they are doing now, vanenge vachinyepa kuti varikutama projects. Vanongo vakaisa tara in the last 5 years, vakaisa Rita Beit Bridge, Harare Road, about 200 kilometers. Whatever. Saka ukataura nemunhu anozviti murakashi, anenge achiri kurifeya kukarodhi kako. Ukataura nemunhu anoti murakashi, anokurifeya kuairport, pakangoiswa tumaglass, pa-airport eZimbabwe, pakangoiswa tumaglass chete, they refer you there, that is development. As Zimbabweans, we must not clap hands kutagadzirirwa road negovernment. Because if you look at road yoyo, yaifanirwa yakagadzirwa kare. Makore mangani 42 years or 43 years or 44 years now, vanhu vachibhadhara mari, vachibhadhara tax kuti road dzigadzirwe. Vanhu vachibhadhara tax kuti tiwane mvura yakanaka yekunwa. Vanhu vachibhadhara tax kuti zvipatara zviite mishonga. Tane 44 years hapana patakambomira kubhadhara tax. Where did the money go? Nasi munhu anouya wezano oti pfe oti takugadzirai road, takuisirai tata resurface road yanga ane makomba, tiomberere maoko, then you Zimbabweans clap hands for that mediocrity. Hapana kana road iripo. Zimbabwe haisina road. Kukanaya kumaruzevha hakuchaendwo. Mabhazi haachakwanisi kufamba ikoko. Ukatarisa type yemabhazi ari kufamba muZimbabwe by now ingadai so museum. Chicken bus ingadai ari museum. Because kana magadzira road munoisa latest bus ka Volvo anenge afanira kuenda kumusha. Asi acha makore atasvikana haasiri kuona bhazi rakazara zvinhu katundu pamusoro pebhazi. No. Amakore kuona bhazi rinenge richidhonza trailer inenge yakatakura zvinhu zvenyu. Kwete kukwira bhazi rinenge rine zvinhu pamusoro. Makore yakapfuura. Vane makomenzi ari kupinda panapa. And for Hans Yuda, can you please remove this makumbe here? We are not in the mood of this stupidity. Anozomozo mudzisei. Because chatukutara panapa ndo chokwadi. Chekuti patosvika pa 4th episode Mnangagwa kana ari mupenyu kana kuti kana Mnangagwa achiri president wenyika yeZimbabwe, inini I doubt. Because vanhu vandataura nawo they are angry. Kana Mnangagwa akarega kukuvadzwa nevanhu vari muzano, ari kukuvadzwa nema-ordinary Zimbabweans. People are angry. Zimbabweans are angry. They never thought kuti pavakaisa Mnangagwa achitaroda kuvhara corruption, vaitoisa commander in chief of corruption. Andini maona. Saka you see now, all revenues from this mining. Revenue mining generates much desire. It generates much desired and needed hard currency. Point imwe yandoziva kuti ingagumbura maZimbabweans. Or point yandoziva kuti maZimbabweans havakwanisi kuita agree on that point. The bishop of corruption, the chief corruption officer. The problem yakaita maZimbabweans ndeyekuti pamakamacha kunobvisa Mugabe, you allowed to be manipulated. You allowed for Mnangagwa to be imposed upon you. You were not supposed to have allowed that. Ashabiro ndei ndara youth ndichangosvika hangu but handisi pakaipa. I personally gave him guidance, your progress and so forth. Hanzi vanomukuvadza. Zimbabwe is a crime scene at the moment. It's really a crime scene. Zimbabwe, if I was Emerson Mnangagwa, I shouldn't wait for the fate. I shouldn't wait for the fateful day to arrive. With the monies that he has made for the past 44 years. Ukanzwa yashitaura ega Mnangagwa wataura haana kwakamboshanda. For the past 44 years, he never worked anywhere. He was in government. And he amassed his wealth in government. Dayari munhu akangwara now. He should just leave and allow democracy to happen in our country. Because you should not allow 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏 Angel to determine politics. Kuti ataura kuti hanzi Mnangagwa will rule the country until he dies. Saka magenerals vanga achitaura kuti kana uyo achitaura kuti Mnangagwa must run the country until he dies, let him die tomorrow. Vari kutaura hanzi let him die tomorrow. Is blame was a safe amana face akaremerwa we. Ari pashinyazi. Zviri sei atetalis muri sei. Second episode will be aired on Friday, March 31 at 1 p.m. Saka, guys, be ready. And I'm coming Elvis. So Friday, 31, dopane second episode. And I'm coming say something that in the Mr. Fortune Marerwa, Smango, Ziri say, Karoi, oye, mwana wa mai, Ziru kufamba. Saka magenerals vakutaura kuti 𝗭𝗵𝗺𝗀𝗃 kana ndiye akudetermina kuti Mnangagwa achatonga kusvika afa, so let Mnangagwa die tomorrow. Because he's running the country already, so probably will die tomorrow. That's just to fulfill 𝗭𝗵𝗺𝗀𝗃's prophecy, if he is ever a prophet, a prophet of God. And I'm not Ndaga Zaraneacha. I know Zimbabwe at the moment. Imi murinani. Vanhu vasina mboshanda government, ma security forces murinani mimi. Vanhu vari mu army izvozvizvi vari kushaya pekubata. Vakaguta hasha vakomana. Saka ndambodza chinzanzi pakangosekulatwa an order from the ZNA yekuti futi ngadzimbogara muhamari. As the only, I think only presidential guard will be allowed kutakura pfuti kana kunoshanda nepfuti. Saka zviri kunzanzi for the time being zvinogona kumbonzi pfuti dzimbovharwa muhamari. If you know that road from Karoi to Mudzimu pa map, that road is a third road, but ukaifamba unonzwa tsitsi. Road iyo yaya road iya ndiana rutaro marathon Mgomakeni. Road iya yakatanga kugadzirwa 1992 or 93 ichinzi ndo the shortest route from Harare to Boom Hills to Binga. Inopfura neku Hills ichienda kuBinga. Yainzi ndo the shortest route. Yakatanga kugadzirwa, I think I was in grade 2. Ndatove nevana vakura, haisati yapfura zvipana, I think. Yapfura yanga kupfura magunji, yatove nemapotholes isati yashandiswa zvairikuda kushandiswa road yacho. Papa, a man of gold, is no longer a man of gold. I don't know vanhu vanonamata chechi dzana 𝗭𝗵𝗺𝗀𝗃. Kuti vanhu vakaita sei, unless if they are an occultist or members of an occult, an Illuminati gang. Because ukaona uchipinda chechi dziya uri munhu anenge ane kakubata-bata wakaunenge uchiita, hadzipindwe nevanhu vane 5 senses. Munhu anorizina anengambomire pamberi paman of gold. He doesn't believe in God. Yes, correct, you are right. Tiri kurwadziwa sevana veZimbabwe. Apa tiri kurwadziwa tese vaiti idipfe vachiti pamberi neZANU nevakuti �CCC tese tiri kurwadziwa. Mari iri kubiwa yemari yedu. Hanzi nemunin'ina wangu asi nhai Shapiro, do we have to wait all the last episode kuti tinyanye kurwadziwa todini? Now Asad ndo zvanachitaura ndikati we are being condemned. Simba jambuka zviri sei mukoma Yuda zvamunoziva kumusha kwangu ndo ndo kumusha kwangu kajambuka ndo kwandakaroora ikoko ndo kwandakaroora. Moms muri sei? Atarisa WhatsApp manje iri yapinda kufoni yandiri kushandisa, because ndiri kushandisa foni. Ko hairstyle yapanga naye. Imi makamboona murume anorukwa madreads kana ndimi atisuda kutaura zvimwe zvokuti zozotikanganisa relationship yedu nemaBritish, but that guy is just gay and we accept him as gay. Kusaka muri kuona Mnangagwa has got no say. Andimona, the guy is just gay. Now I can believe what you are saying with masoja atsamwa. Ndinemwe friend yangu yakambondibatisa said achiti mukuru anorohwa, yakarohwa mumwe mukuru anobviswa. Definitely, because if you look at now Mnangagwa, if you look at his close security, bafana vanenge vakapfeka zvimatai zvitsvuku nemasheti machena, he is surrounding himself with about 62. I counted the number last time when he was in Heroes Acre Pipe. Fear nemudharawe yakanyanya. Ane 62 people around him, very close kwaari. Then kozoya PSTT yepolisi yaye, kozoya presidential guard. Saka paanenge achifamba anenge ane probably 1,000 people. Out of that 1,500 are armed around him too, just to protect himself. With about 1,000, almost a battalion that he goes around with. Ukaona ma-RPK anenge akasimudzwa pai ma-anti-air apo paya. They don't reflect an independent country. The security that he surrounds himself with Mnangagwa does not reflect an independent country. He's just panicking. So vanhu vaifunga kuti ko Mudhara anotyei. You have now seen the 𝗥𝗲𝘀 document. You are now clear kuti anotyei Mudhara uyo. Ari kutya vanhu vari within ZANU-PF. Because those within ZANU-PF are not happy. Ari kutya vanhu within Zimbabwe. Zimbabweans are absolutely not happy. And they be mkoma god zviri kufamba here. Saka munoona achitaura ndikati problem yaari iri kupa kuti atye like that. It's because Zimbabwe moved from being an agro economy based country to a resource based country. Hanzi ko general vakuti ko angati general kutaura kwatiri kuita pamwe watomhanya nemamiliyoni kunomupa. The problem ina Chiwenga ndeyekutaura he's too corrupt himself. He just accept my bribes. Andiri kuona aringonziwo ndiwe vice president haana basa raanoita ku-state house. Chiwenga kutaura kwatikuita so atopuwa a fat envelope atonyarara atosona muromo kunzi Mudhara takakuti dhanda head 50 million iyi enda unoita basa zvatopera. He is not going to say anything. No, what I got today, that Chiwenga is not going to say anything. He is paying a blind eye. What Chiwenga is saying, according to what I've gathered today, long time, what I've gathered today, Chiwenga aritaura kuti since Zimbabwe iri pama sanctions, Zimbabwe iri kuda foreign currency. Saka foreign currency iri kubva kuma proceeds of these natural resources akada se gold. So Chiwenga is saying ari kuudzwa kunzi we are bolstering our national treasure. Andimona. Saka Chiwenga ari kuudzwa kunzi ndo mari yacho yatiri kushandisa, ndo mari yatiri kuda Mudhara. Andiri kuona. Saka tikarega kudaro hakuna kwatinowana mari because tiri under sanctions. Vachikanganwa manje kuziva kuti ma-sanctions avari kutaura, these are just a mere targeted sanctions. The governor of Reserve Bank, last time he came, he addressed the people that, look, Zimbabwe's gold is not under sanctions at all. Akataura Mangudya akati trade yedu is not under sanctions at all. Chiwenga was weakened by the other generals who were eliminated. Nosaka kanzi is danda head. Because vakatongomusideline vanongompa mari uri Mudhara mari akanetsa bvanzi imboenda kuhoride muchanzwa kana few weeks to come achinzi Chiwenga apa annual leave. Asi pachinosvika paepisode 4 kunofiwa chete yakwakukoromokwa manje. Andiri mukona nyaya dzati kutaura kuti Chiwenga, from what I've gathered so far, Chiwenga akaudzwa kunzi Zimbabwe it needs a foreign currency. Zimbabwe kana ida foreign currency, there is nowhere we are going to get foreign currency. We are going to rely on these natural resources. This is where we are getting foreign currency. Ndo zvavari kumutaurira. Anzi mukoma ida muri kuti Chiwenga atopiwa mari here. That was obvious by now. Atopiwa because hapana paizombonyarara if he is not involved in any of these deals. Ndosaka muchona achitaura kuti hanzi hapana anovabvisa shumba. That is Chiwenga. Hanzi hapana anovabvisa shumba because Chiwenga ari kungoudzwa is dunderhead. Munhu yava kuti harizini. He's disorientated. He cannot even address vanhu. Kana neshona indomunetsa kutaura. Ndakarara nebhutsu. Andimuriona. Saka munhu akaita saChiwenga, don't base much on munhu akaita saChiwenga. Vanotanga kuspina madrama Madam Boss nana Lumumba kuti vanhu varasike focus, obvious. Andimona. At this juncture, there is no point of losing focus, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at this. Because Chiwenga has been informed that Mudhara zvaturikuita zvese we need, this is the much needed foreign currency and is generated through selling of this gold. And we need foreign currency. Ari kuudzwa kunzi tiri pama-sanctions. Saka we need this foreign currency. Anowara. Saka Zimbabwe is being sold out. Because Hubert Angel, he has taken Zimbabwe as his private property. He's making deals on behalf of the country. And more. I was shocked. Last time ndakataura inini. Guys, inini mboniteerera kana ndichitaura. Because zvinhu zvandotaura izvika izvi. Dai mamuziva ndozviwana kupi zvimwe zvacho. I will share a picture of how Karoi Hospital looks like. It's so shame. Zvinhu zvandotaura izvi zvibatisisei. Handimuri kuona. Vanhu vakaita sana Tony Blair. Vanhu vakaita sana chinonzani chemusoro Boris Johnson. Vanhu vakaita sana Obama. Vanhu vekuti they cannot go shake hands with E.D. Mnangagwa. No, they can't. Unless they are paid something. Tony Blair, for him to speak on any event, anotohaiwa, and is paid about 200 to 300,000 pounds to go and speak. He's now a public speaker. Ndosaka muri kuona Mnangagwa had to pay something to give a handshake to Tony Blair. He did not just come to do a handshake with Tony Blair. No. They had to pay him to go and have a handshake with Tony Blair and get some pictures for their propaganda use. Vanhu vamunoona vakata chiboxer chinonzani chimufana chiboxer cheku chiMayweather chache. Vanasa kupwanya, they are not allowed near a boxer anonzi Mayweather oya. It's a protected species in America. They need to pay something to go and have a handshake with the Mayweather. They pay him to say something. I know Zimbabweans do not know that. Tony Blair, you can't shake hands with Tony Blair without paying him anything. For him to speak, Ashi, where's your poko? Can you get your poko now? Guys, ndoda kuti muteerere munzwisise. I protocol. Tony Blair is a protected species in this country. Is a former prime minister. For Mnangagwa to have a handshake with Tony Blair, Mnangagwa pays 200,000 pounds. You cannot go and shake a hand with Tony Blair for not paying anything. You cannot go and make Mayweather speak about Zimbabwe without paying anything. These people are now public speakers. They are paid for a handshake. Anditi murugona. Saka problem iliyapa ndeyekuti the revenue from all these gold dealings ndo ari kuudzwa Chiwenga kuti this is the much needed money or foreign currency in our country. Chiwenga anenge achiudzwa there is no any other way we can generate this money except making these deals. The problem as well as Zimbabwe for their money laundering government is they have gone and robbed international criminals, people who are wanted. Probably zvakatange chimindia chikudiwa Kenya. Ndo chimindia chakakuwadza Daniel Arap Moi icho chiya. Daniel Arap Moi aka-electwa achiti he was an anti-corruption platform where this Daniel Arap Moi was elected. Same India where is an international criminal. Akafanana nechicriminal chinonzi Ari Ben Menashe. Chinonzi Ari Ben Menashe chekuti hanzi Changirai arida kunouraya Mugabe. These people, vanhu vanotoita zvimadhiris vachibhadharo, they are paid for that. A lot of money. Zimbabwe to fork out about $10 million to pay Ari Ben Menashe for a video yaakanzi hanzi ndine evidence yekuti Changirai arida kuuraya Mugabe. ZANU-PF had to lose about $10 million. But what was the evidence? Aptakachiona chivideo chacho. Look at the video that Al Jazeera has produced. It's clear. Someone was asking me, Masiyai wanga ari kupi? Guys, if I take you back to my presentations angu, aterere, I spoke at length about the Central Intelligence Organization being an organization that is supposed to guard intelligently Zimbabwe, gather information of all what the shenanigans are, of all these shenanigans. Ibasa re-CIO kuti goridhe renyika risabuda risasmuggling. But surprisingly, we have seen members of the Central Intelligence Organization being arrested. Kuti goridhe rikusmuggling say. Airport is a key installation. Kana mazo gara mozo Google kutsvaga in terms of security, what a key installation is. Airport is a key installation. State. Ndopano mara president. Ndopano buda zvinhu zvese nekupinda zvinhu zvese. That is a key installation in a country. Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe is a key installation in a country. Airport ye Zimbabwe, ukaona pa airport ye Zimbabwe, pachinzwi airport yese yakaiswa makamera ichimonita vanhu ivava ne 𝗥𝗲𝘀. That is not a joke at all. So don't ask me with my CIO anga ari kupi. Instead, our intelligence agents in Zimbabwe is not doing the intelligence to protect the country. They should be safeguarding the integrity of the country. But they are not doing that anymore. They have been reduced to being personal bodyguards of the president. They have been reduced to be mere observers. Pa dai makaona pa 2017 pa ndopa maiona kuti hatisina chinhu chinonzi CIO. Vanhu vatasingazivi kuti ma-CIO tainzwa kuti hanzi adonha afa neshuga. Vazhinji vacho they were shot and killed. It's clear kuti nayo ma-CIO chakuti vanetawo nembava. They are busy bodyguarding dambudzo. They have disbanded. They have totally disbanded the issue of protecting Zimbabwe. Zvekuti 𝗥𝗲𝘀 yaifanirwa kuzosara yoita zvayaita izvi. CIO ine.com kudhara rikuziva kuti mbavha ndinhingi, upetenji ari kuba zvakati. They should have known that. If we truly have an intelligence agency in our country. But unfortunately, it has been reduced into a ZANU-PF wing where they are fighting opposition. Basa ravo kunoabducta nekunouraya vanaitaidza mara. But when it comes to real issues that they must be seen doing something, they are not doing anything. Imagine kuti 𝗥𝗲𝘀 chaicha yakapinda nemakamera ikavafiruma ikata sei ikapedza navo, even masai achifirumiwa pa airport. Then mapedza apo unoziva Zimbabwe ita kuti we have got the best intelligence in the region. Hatina intelligence. We no longer have anything known as intelligence. It's a department that needs to be disbanded or overhauled. But that department is serving no purpose. Ndikupindura question anachibvunzwa nemwe munhu andi naiyudha koma CIO anga ari kupi. We no longer have an effective intelligence agency in our country. It's no longer there. It doesn't exist anymore. Vava na mahobho vaive kuti iwo kana shepherd dude akachida personal bodyguard rangu ndongotsvaga munhu akatrainwa akaita VIP protection achinzi muCIO nobva mufana uya umire kuseri kwangu. You take the bullet first before I die. Zvatopera and then I pay you. Ndo maCIO atanawo. Ndakashamisika ndaitaura nemumwe mufesi ndikati ndakatarisa pa crew rinofamba naEmerson nezvino izvi. Raari kuti maCIO as you never know pamwe vakuru veCIO ndo vakapasisa vanopasisa sei ivo. They are no longer there. They are not existing. Akobana tikutaura kuti hatisina intelligence agency munyika medu. I think CIO was involved in the surveillance kuti zvibude. Hatisisina munyika medu guys. Tiri kutaura kuti hatisisina because kuti zvibude kuti vakaita connive kuti zvibude, but zvakambotanga sei isina intelligence agents. Muri kunzwa here where my concerns are atete Sylvia. How did this start when we've got an intelligence agency? Anditi maona saka chitaura kuti hatisisina kana vakazoita connive for the cameras for this and that zviburiswe pachita zvitwe expose already they've shown that ineffective because this shouldn't have started in the first place. Corruption should have been stamped at the stamp. And we have been reduced to banana republic, definitely. And because this revenue, this corruption, I now tanga pa gold. Pakatanga pa ma diamonds. Ma diamonds chao no mabirwa aita ma diamonds. No kuenda kukaita ma diamonds. Kusvika nyika yaka ma diamonds yakarwa pasi. Kusvika nyika aina chayaka benefita from ma diamonds. Ukana uchienda kwa mtare road ikureducika so. There is no road anymore. Kunosvika kuchiadzwa kwakusina road. But Zimbabwe yakamina ma billions and billions of diamonds. 15 billion worth of diamonds disappeared in that country. But we benefited nothing as a country. Where we were busy with Sunga Madzibaba weShanduku. Imagine. Kuti masiya vanoshandisa motikari dzebasa kudrive kuenda kuGuruve kunonetsana namadzibaba weShanduku. Madiamonds ari kubiwa. Goridhe riri kubiwa. Na baba bona. Guys, anditi muriona. Saka this business of resource extraction, usually it lends itself into political corruption. Ndambotaura pano ndikati batai kutaura kwangu. Zimbabwe has moved from being an agro-based economy to a natural resource-based economy. So extraction of these natural resources like gold and diamonds, they should be controlled properly. Mukasvikarega control saka muri kuona goridhe renyu riri kutengeswa zvinzi tabvisa 1%, tabvisa 4%. Goridhe renyu riri kutengeswa at a very low price. Mari yacho iri kutengwa nayo goridhe ma 1.2 billion ari kunzi ari kupinda, they are not going to the state treasury, ari kuenda kuma individuals pockets. Ndipo munoona ana Pokelo vakuya nemaguchi, pamuri kuona ana Java vakutaura boots yangu ine gold, suti yandakapfeka ndeye 80,000. Ari kutaurira vanhu kudaro kushotesa maZimbabweans munyika isina zvipatara. People are dying. Muzvipatara hamuna chinhu, hamuna mishonga, hamuna chii. Manesi are not being paid, ma teachers are not being paid. Zvikora hazvina kuvakwa. Munhu akapfeka boots ye17,000 from the gold that you are supposed to be benefiting. Kana usina hasha ipapapo unoita hasha. Andini mona. Hanzi ikatsi. He has been Java, what Java is doing. Ndozvaari kuudzwa naMnangagwa kuti enda unoita. He is an ally to Mnangagwa. Ndambotaura ndichiti you cannot reach a president without paying something. Mnangagwa is beneficiary of everything zvinoitwa nana Java. Vana Java ma front runners vanongotakura goridhe. Vane ma diplomatic passports. Ane immunity anayo yokuti haasechwe. Chaka anongotakura zvinhu zvaMnangagwa unosiya panze na unosiya ubhadharo. Zvatopera. Since morning up to now no zesa. Takanzwa musuno wechinzi kwakaswa 300 megawatts. ZANU-PF ikati bye bye load shedding. Takanzwa ZANU-PF ichiti bye bye load shedding. Ne 300 megawatts. Ndopa ndakazobvunza umwe mai pa Twitter ndikati, do you know what are 300 megawatts? With the current ZESA situation, pumping 300 megawatts into there, it's just a waste of time. 44 years of independence, ZANU-PF did not put contingent plans on the ground to make sure that if Kariba fails to provide enough electricity, we should top up with about 700 megawatts. Kariba yotipa 300 to about 1,000 megawatts. Then at least tinenge tine 2 hours of load shedding. Saka chisinganzwisiswe nevanhu mapfe nevanhu eZANU-PF mapfe kuti what are 300 megawatts dzinoitei? Was 300 megawatts, they are just there to power probably Hwange chete. How about the rest of the country? Otherwise, Hwange as a mine it needs more than 300 megawatts. Saka someone aiti goodbye load shedding in Zimbabwe. No more load shedding. Posta tine pump tine 300 megawatts zaiswa imomo. Ndikamuudza ngati you are daydreaming. Kana usinganzwisise chinonzi megawatts, tanga kugara pasi udzidzire futi, enda kuprimary. Posta aizvidzidza kuprimary kazvema volts, watts, ma-ohms, takazvita kuprimary level. Revisit primary education books. Read what megawatts are, what are watts, what are volts, what are ohms, what is currents. So you need to revisit that and read for you to understand with 300 megawatts. Sorry. Unonzwa munhu aita as goodbye load shedding ne 300 megawatts. And it more. Saka this business ratiri kutaura irori re-extraction yema-natural resources of a country ndo amuri kuona iwaya apinza Zimbabwe into political corruption. Takanzwa 2017 zvichinzi Mugabe takumhanyisa because ane mbavha dzakawanda surrounding him who are making decisions on behalf of Mugabe. They said Mugabe was no longer making any decisions. Saka vadaro we expected kuti panouya Mnangagwa anouya ne different issue yekuti Mnangagwa apo now corruption have been stamped out and it on. Saka if we look at, can you go and bring your popcorn? Go and bring it. Say, tell him Dad wants it. And him. So there is, ladies and gentlemen, because we needed just 1 hour 30 minutes, we are about 7:23. We should not exceed about 1 hour 30 minutes. We might come back at a later stage to make another presentation. But what I'm saying now, let me sum up, let me summarize. Certain munhu anosapota zano anorwadza sechironda chitori chironda ichocho, because as we speak now there is no better example of the squander of nation's resources than that of Zimbabwe. At the moment, the squandering of our natural resources worldwide, there is no good example like Zimbabwe. And more, if we look at why, it's because we have got an imposed president who was imposed on us on an anti-corruption platform. ZANU-PF, when Mnangagwa came, they said he's coming to fight thieves around, we are targeting thieves around the president, and he's coming to fight corruption. So the country's economy now has been stalled, and the country has been mired in this graft. What we thought Mnangagwa would do is not what Mnangagwa is doing. He has gone the opposite direction. He has even surpassed Mugabe in terms of corruption, in terms of harboring corrupt people. If we look at the corruption that Mnangagwa has overseen, it has created even worse unemployment rate. Zimbabwe today stands at 99.9% unemployment rate. The people of Zimbabwe are not employed. And if you try to go into mining, kunoya mashurugu nemabhemba, you don't mine. Baka create gangs which are killing people, gangs which are killing Zimbabweans for trying to mine. So if you look at all the natural resources that we talk about, we are a curse to the world. We are a curse to Africa. We are a curse to ourselves. Because those resources or the natural resources that are being extracted from our country are benefiting few people. Auri chere goridi usati wasvikirwa nema machets nevanhu vanonzi shurugwi, vanhu vanosponswa naEmmerson Mnangagwa. Anidimona. So hopefully for the citizens of Zimbabwe and for other nationals around the world who are monitoring this situation, a lasting solution to corruption in Zimbabwe will be found. Andimona. Hopefully, as a country, hopefully as citizens of Zimbabwe, we are going to find a lasting solution to this corruption. Both the army, the police, the prison, those in charge of those security sectors are not happy. Vakatsama. And the lasting solution, as far as I'm concerned, Mnangagwa should resign. If he doesn't resign, then they are going to remove him violently. Yes, no problem. Now, if you look at Kumamaini Kogo, you cannot go there. You cannot go and mine gold. No. Mbapako pakanzi pabuda ma pieces of gold on wakazviziva vantu yakudzinga pamusha ipapo. Vantu vane machets mashurugu vototanga kutokuchera. Takaona chikoro chichidhirika vachichera pasi pechikoro. So hopefully with the current situation in our country, we are heading towards a lasting solution to the corruption. I don't think after Mnangagwa we are going to have any other corrupt leader again. Lasting solution in which way, Yuda? Please, can you share? I've said it, Asara. I've said it before. I've spoken to people in the army. I've spoken to my connected individuals in the police force and in the prison. Totally, the guys are not happy. I've spoken to one of the war veterans, and Chemeranas, who is in the army. Achema Mdaraye. Saka, the lasting solution will be found. From now onwards, let's keep our eyes open, but something big is going to happen. Yeah, Vana Java, obvious, they come to you guys, they tell you they're the army, they're the judiciary, they're the police, they're what, but those are names, they are not individuals. The police has got a lot of policemen. The army has got a lot of soldiers. The courts have got different judges. We know now, by now we know there are certain judges who have been bribed, who have been given bribes, who have been given money to say, look, keep job scholar in custody, throw away this and that and so forth. And I am telling you, it's just a matter of fact from now, those judges will be gone. And on. Because a government in Zimbabwe, a government that will come in Zimbabwe after ZANU-PF, obvious that government is going to fight to retrieve the monies stolen by Mnangagwa and his cohorts. You can't hide, guys. The lasting solution is there. Mnangagwa is not going to hide anything. This world, you can't hide, Mari. Now, but remember, the army. He's just an individual in the army. He's not army. He's just an individual. He's just a soldier in the army. And he's just a soldier in the army. Hasi ndiye mwana wa president okutanga kupinda mu army. Ukaenda kune nyika dzakaita sana Uganda, kupi vese ma president kupi, but they do that. But at the end, ukada kutarisa Gaddafi, go to Libya today. Gaddafi had about 3 or 4 sons in the army. One of his sons was in the presidential guard, and he created a brigade, the 𝗭𝗶𝗀𝗃𝗃 brigade. But where is he today? Saka, don't say kuti mwana wa ningi zvaari musoja hakuna zvinoitika. No, we have got very good examples. We have got Gaddafi in Libya. His son had an army, the 𝗭𝗶𝗃𝗃 brigade, and that 𝗭𝗶𝗃𝗃 brigade has been wiped. As I am speaking, akusina chinonzi 𝗭𝗶𝗃𝗃𝗃 brigade. 𝗭𝗶𝗃 wacho died trying to fight to protect his father. Akafa. Saka, it doesn't matter whether you are the general, whether you hold what rank in the army, as long as the people of that country say they no longer want you. You go. Mnangagwa dayari munhu akachenjera. This is the time to leave, the time to go. Anditi maona. Saka ndiri kutaura nchiti, no matter any government that is coming after this government is going to fight to retrieve the monies that Mnangagwa and his cronies have stolen for 44 years. We saw that happening in Nigeria, where Sana Abacha's accounts were followed. Mari in Nigeria were taken back and injected back into the economy. Mari dzakabiwa. We saw it in DRC, where Mobutu's monies were frozen, taken back into Congo and infused into the development of the country. Saka hakuna zvavari kuita. Ukada kuba mari yenyika uchifunga kuti iwo ndiwo nese, that monies will still be retrieved. We will track the money. The next government will track the money, and the monies will be brought back to Zimbabwe. Vangatiza nemari, vanganoisa kuRussia, vanganoisa kupi. Hakuna kwavari kuenda nemari. Chinchinozi mari, you can't hide it. And it mona. So the money stolen by making, especially if you look at what is happening now, kune varota fictitious payments. Zvakatanga na Patrick Chinamasa. Patrick Chinamasa ndiye akatanga nezvozvi. Patrick Chinamasa aita around is servicing the foreign debt. But today, if you look at the foreign debt in Zimbabwe, nothing was serviced. And more. So they made fictitious payments to badra the debt. And they looted the central government, the central bank, RBZ was looted. Pandone list repo, the one who $500,000 who never returned that money. And that money will be followed. And more. A lot of fictitious payments were done. My kickbacks were being demanded. And my phone contracts were being issued and so forth. Guys, Zurguitwa in front of you as Zimbabweans. But mark my words, all those monies will be retrieved. They will be put back injected back into the economy for the economy to run. Maria B1 number for the past 44 years. Ingadai Zimbabwe yaita unge Dubai. Ndaswera sika zviri sei. Billions of money stolen by ZANU-PF. Today, if I tell you guys, kwenda kuchikoro kwakanaka, I've done forensic sciences. I know this, that all the billions of money stolen by these individuals are traceable. It can be retrieved. It can be put back in Zimbabwe. And more. Because this campaign ZANU-PF, when they removed Mugabe, it was on a corruption-free or anti-corruption campaign that led to the imposition of Emmerson Mnangagwa upon Zimbabweans. But mark my words, let me assure you today that all the monies they have stolen for 44 years can be traceable. Mugabe's accounts today, anozikano. As long as he's dead like this, there's a lot of money. Irimo mumnana Swiss Bengum, yakaishwanana Mugabe. And those accounts, so I'm chona vari kuchema about sanctions. Because these guys, munomu vane mari dziri muno, dziri mabanga. Dzakafrizwa. And all those monies will be taken back. The purpose of those monies to be frozen. It's not money that belongs to the state. It's an individual's money. Iruma accounts are which was frozen. No, yavari kuchema would my sanctions are viswa so that they can access that money and remove it. Saka vanhu vakava target ari kuziva kuti if we remove them from sanctions now, they are going to withdraw all the money and ship it somewhere else. Ndosaka muri kuona their accounts are frozen. They've got billions and billions of money in foreign accounts. And a large, if you look at Zimbabwe, a large number of judges, today they are accepting my bribes. And those judges, they are squashing charges. They are dismissing charges. Mamedas, by 2000, not even one person was convicted for killing a human being. Because judges have squashed the charges or they have dismissed the charges. They are receiving bribes. Bribes, I'm just warning these judges. Your time is up. You better resign. Because handida kuona ZANU-PF ichirarama ini. Not in election, because 𝗥𝗏𝘀𝗀𝗃 akataura akati Mnangagwa achatonga kusvika afa. That means they don't count on election. Akataura akati they determine the election results because they give bribes to the people controlling the data. Saka the elections are useless. Nachitaura nemasoja achitaura elections are useless. Mukoma remember Anje wachiti Mnangagwa anotonga kusvika afa. Yes, ndozvandiri kutaura kuti anogona kufa mangwana. Because 𝗥𝗏𝘀𝗀𝗃 haana kutaura kuti anotonga kusvika afa rini. As things are standing right now, he can be killed tomorrow. He can die tomorrow. Ari kutonga anotonga kusvika afa kana mangwana anofa. Handiti maona. Because people are angry. Saka vana Sibusiso naShiri vaka-eliminatwa vaiva. They were eliminated. Yavo yainzi COVID. Vid yachona ED. Mukati. As in CC uniform 𝗥𝗏𝘀𝗀𝗃 time to change. Saka 𝗥𝗏𝘀𝗀𝗃 tava kupinda muKanani here. Maakundisimbisa. Obvious, the Canaan is coming. But I am not saying when the Canaan comes, it will be under President Nelson Chamisa or under any opposition leader. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is Zimbabweans are angry. Whether ZANU-PF, whether �CCC, whether you are a soldier, CIO, or whatever you are in that country, everybody is angry. As God is in it. So the rot that Zimbabweans cried about during the Mugabe era, the rot has set in again. And that rot now, it has shown that no other leader from ZANU-PF will ever change things in our country. So it's time now to hand over Chimuti to the opposition. I'm okay, Buto. How are you? And more. Because any ZANU-PF leader who came into power wants to purify the money. So what I've just said is the next president or the next government to be formed in this country, in Zimbabwe, is going to attempt to locate all the purified funds. These leaders, they know where they have the money. Mariacho, problem vanoita ma leaders. Vakaba mari vanoendesa kumabhenga ari kunze kwenyika. Saka mabhenga ari kunze kwenyika aya, they are not run in Zimbabwe. Anotove ma executive anorana pandove ma agreements avanoita. I'm okay, Mkuma William, how are you? Anditi muri kuona. So all that money, all the assets that they accumulate, it can be repatriated back for the use of Zimbabweans, for the benefit of the citizens. Anditi muri kunzwa zvayanduta. Bataipa ndiri kutaura ipapo. Anditi kuti mari nema assets avo ari kunze kwenyika, at the moment they are frozen and they will be repatriated back to the country for the benefit or to improve the citizens of Zimbabwe's lives. The people's lives will be improved. Mari dzacho dziripo. But kutaura kwatiri kuita for 44 years, Zimbabwe ingadai yakapfuura Dubai. I am telling you. Because ndakamboverenga rimwe document raitaura kuti modern world or my first country world, what they wanted to do is they wanted to make Zimbabwe a Switzerland. All the financial banks were supposed to be built in Zimbabwe, not in South Africa, because of the hospitality that Zimbabweans have. But because of misrule by ZANU-PF, they said no. So you, whatever you are, as volume yangu yatiza Mkoma Yapiro igadzira iuye masoja akurarama sema street kids zvinonsatsitsi ndikakutaurirai kuti masoja I remember kudhara kuti zive beef tairizivira kumasoja tize kwaini tumazoe tumwe twakaita kunge sugar brown so tumazoe tumasachets hakuna musoja aigara nebackpack isina chikafu inenge yakazara chikafu everyday kwana masoja achifamba so anenge akazadza chikafu chekudya kuitira in any time chikabvondoka anenge aine enough food. Hazvisisiko zvese zvazve vakuwara nebeans vafanavo dzisina mafuta dzisina salt. Andimona So we know the corrupt leaders in our country. We know that they are hiding the funds in foreign banks. We know this is why they are crying with 𝗥𝗲𝘀𝗂𝗏𝗏 sanctions at 𝗥𝗲𝗀𝗏𝗏. They are not crying sanctions with imimi mugone with us say zvakawanda guys zvakawanda zvekuti tinogona kutaura. Saka unfortunately because of my time I am not going to continue. I'm going out. When I come back I'm going to start another presentation at 9 o'clock. So stay tuned. I'm going out for a few minutes, then I'll be back. I'll be back in a few minutes, ladies and gentlemen. So stay tuned. Questions, you inbox me your questions. When I come for the last episode of this presentation today, I'll be answering whatever questions you want. I'm going to give you opportunity. I'll come back. I'm going to give you opportunity to aid you guys to come and speak. Those who wants to speak, you request, you just send your request, then I am going to allow you to speak. Whoever is going to speak, whether you are ZANU PF, whether you are 𝗥𝗲𝗀𝗏𝗏, I am coming back. So stay tuned. Twitter time edu pane panda manya ndinodzoka. Saka nganditi 9 o'clock. Let's start at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, 2100 hours. We start another presentation where I would allow you guys to come in and interact and share what you think about Zimbabwe. What do you think we should now do as Zimbabweans? I am okay, Petty. How are you? Right. Saka, let's meet at 9 o'clock, guys. I'll be back. Shepherd, you. Good night.